Hey, hello, my name's Sam, my pronouns are they, them, and welcome to my car. So, it is the 4th of November, and I realize that in my desperate need to get started on and get a good start on NaNoWriMo, that I never started my vlog for Kindle Unlimited books. So, I'm going to start that now, and I've already finished one, which is why I realized that I was behind because I already finished one. So let's kind of talk about what this is going to be before I do anything. I'm in Portland, Maine right now, driving down to see my grandparents in Massachusetts, and I stopped at the Friendlies in Portland, Maine. I love the Friendlies here. I love Friendlies as a whole, but like the Friendlies here, it has good energy. If you're ever looking for a Friendlies and you're in Portland, go to the one here. It's good. So Kindle Unlimited went through and offered up like 2 months free, a trial. So I took it, of course. I don't really have any interest in giving Amazon my money on a monthly basis for Kindle Unlimited. So after the trial, I will cancel. So I am going to be spending the month of November not only doing NaNoWriMo and being super focused on that, all of my reading pretty much is either going to be like an audiobook as normal from my library, or it's going to be a Kindle Unlimited smutty romance. That's right. I'm doing this during the month of November because it's relaxing to me. Whenever I read smutty, trashy romance, I don't really critique it and like spend a lot of mental energy on it. Like when I'm reading a super high fantasy, I'm focusing on the world building, I'm focusing on the language, I'm focusing on all the little tiny details of it because I feel the need to analyze it because it's my favorite genre and it's the genre that I specialize in. But when it comes to trashy, smutty romance, I don't care. I don't care at all. As long as your characters are solid and they have a good connection together, I don't feel the need to analyze it. So that's why I'm doing this, because it is a low mental energy and a high enjoyment rate kind of thing. And I need that right now. So I finished in 4 days Don't Stop Me by Emory. So there's, you can see it. There's the cover. I follow her on Instagram, so I was really interested in reading this, and it was fine. I don't think it was for me, and I don't think it has anything to do with her writing. I did not realize until now that mafia romance was not my thing. And let me tell you, it's not my thing. But the setting, the world around it, the club that's involved in this, it's really, really good. So this is about Axe and Nyx. Axe is a mafia boss lesbian who owns a sex club exclusively for women. And Nyx is a patron who has a scheduled night with her, and their romance unfolds from there. And of course, Nyx just happens to be Axe's son's ex-girlfriend. So Ash, Axe's son, blackmails Nyx to come to a wedding with him to try and show to his family that he's responsible and growing up and in a serious relationship. So it unfolds from there between Nyx and Axe falling in love and this absolute asshole of a son just being cruel all the time. So it was fine. I didn't have a problem with it in any capacity. But I just don't think it was me. I don't think it was for me. I don't think that I was the target audience here, and I don't think I'm going to read the next one, but that's okay. I think next I honestly might start with Court of the Vampire Queen by Katee Robert. And that's because I know that I love Katee Roberts' writing. I read the 3 books that she has out in Neon Gods series. There we go. And I really loved those. So I'm excited to start Court of the Vampire Queen. So I'm going to get back to driving because I've still got like an hour and a half to go. So I got shit to do. I'll check in when I do some reading. Okay, let's talk about Kindle Unlimited. So it is currently the 17th of the month, which you would know because this is the exact same shot for my NaNoWriMo vlog that I put out, my beginning to mid Nano vlog. If you want to watch that, it's out in the universe somewhere. So I started this Kindle Unlimited vlog, and so far I have read 3 books. Well, I'm in the middle of my 3rd book. So I read that other one that I don't remember, but that's fine. I read Court of the Vampire Queen by Katee Robert, and I'm in the middle of Titan by Jillian Graves. And if you have noticed, I have maybe checked in maybe once or twice since this vlog started, like 16 days ago. And you want to know why that is? Because I'm not having a good time. I'm not having a good time. I didn't really like the first book that I read. I don't even remember what it was, honestly. But I don't think that one was made for me. It was very mafia, and I don't like the mafia. And Court of the Vampire Queen by Katee Roberts, I didn't really like that one either. So it's about this girl who is a Dhampir, which is like part vampire, of one of the like oldest blood vampires that there is, and he sends his daughter, who is powerless and he considers useless, to a vampire that another blood vampire, that he trapped inside of a house for 100 years, and he sends sacrifices over for this vampire to either bleed dry or to impregnate. So she gets sacrificed to him. They end up falling in love, and then there's another blood vampire that comes in who has a history with the first blood, I think it's like Malachi or something. So we've got the fire type blood vampire, and then we have the blood type blood vampire. So the blood type one comes in, and they turn into like a little throuple kind of thing. And then we have a shifter type vampire who comes in again, and he's all cranky, and he's like, I hate everyone, but they plot to have a very large group sexual encounter, to try and unlock the Dhampir's powers that they think that she has, and they do so, and she ends up being a type of creature that kind of changes everything for everyone, and they all become bonded involuntarily, and they become this big relationship thing, and they have to fight for their lives against her father, and I didn't like it. Look, I don't think, first of all, I'm a lesbian. I am non-binary, but I am a lesbian. Okay? Let's stand by that. I don't like sexual encounters with men. I don't dislike reading sexual encounters with men, but like, it's not like my bread and butter. Like, it's something that I can tolerate. It's something that I can like deal with if I feel like the relationship vibes are there. But I didn't really feel like they were there. And so her like main person, like the main person for everyone basically, is the fire type vampire. And you know what? I didn't really see their connection that well. I saw the connection between her and the blood type vampire way more. I felt like they were more in sync. I felt like they had a better relationship dynamic. I liked them more. And everyone else was kind of subpar in comparison. But I just didn't like it. Like, it wasn't poorly written, I don't think. It wasn't, I just don't think it was for me. And now I'm reading Titan, and it's about a gargoyle who ends up becoming a sugar baby's daddy. Which, it's not the vibe either. You know, I thought I was gonna be like one of those smut people, but I'm not enjoying it, like, to the extent that I thought I would. Like, I've read Katee Roberts before. I loved her Neon God series. So I thought, my brain was just like, yeah, we're gonna be one of these people. We loved this series. I don't think I am. Or maybe I'm just not in the mood for it. I thought I was gonna be in the mood for it because it's, like, easy to fly through. I feel like it's taking me so long to get through these stories. I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know. Okay, hello. Right now it's December 4th, and I have not actually done an update for this in a while. And I do have some updates. So, things kind of changed just a smidge. I know that I've gone over that I read Don't Stop by Eden Emory, which is a sapphic mafia mom with her son's ex-girlfriend. And I didn't really like it very much. And I thought I was going to. I thought it was going to be the vibe. It's BDSM. You know, it wasn't for me. You know, I think that the mafia sections of it really destroyed any chance of me really having a lot of enjoyment out of it. I also don't think that I really enjoyed the mom with her son's ex-girlfriend. I don't think that's my vibe, personally. And then I did Court of the Vampire Queen by Katee Roberts. And I didn't really like that one. I gave that one like 2 stars. Honestly, like, I don't remember if I named stars for it, but I reevaluated and I went through and I updated my Storygraph. My link is down below if you want to look at my Storygraph because it's chaos. And I gave it a 2 star. I found it to be just smut. More for the sake of smut than story. I did not find there to be much story there personally, or if there was story there, it really got lost and overlooked with the intense amounts of smut. And I thought that was going to be a vibe, and it wasn't. It was not for me. Which was kind of disappointing. I had a lot of faith in that one because I really loved Katee Roberts' Neon God series, but I also should have gotten the hint from that series because Wicked Beauty, the 3rd book in that series, was my least favorite, and that was a 3-person relationship. And I didn't dislike it, but it wasn't for me. And this one was like a 4-person relationship. And, you know, it's just not for me. Nothing against it, but if you're into the concept of a 4-person relationship, 3 males and 1 woman, then Court of the Vampire Queen would probably be for you, but it wasn't for me. So that's okay. And then I ended up finishing Titan by Jillian Graves, which was a gargoyle daddy dom slash with human romance, and I didn't like it. I gave it 2.5 stars. I didn't like it. The main character was fine. But, you know, I didn't like the whole gargoyle concept. I didn't like the magic system itself. Like, that kind of threw me off a little bit. I did not like, I'm gonna say this, and it's gonna sound weird, I did not like the unconsensual, murder aspect of it. I know that's a weird phrase, but if you read it, you would know. So I didn't like it. I didn't find joy in it. And honestly, I should have DNF'd all 3 of them. Because the worst part is that they were all fairly long. They were all like, so Titan is 310 pages. Don't Stop Me is 415 pages. Court of the Vampire Queen is almost 500 pages. And that's the worst part. Like, I can get behind like a 200-page book that's kind of iffy, more smut than plot, whatever, because it's only like 200 pages of my life. But I spent 500 pages of my life with Katee Roberts, and 3 men and 1 woman, and you know what? I'm a lesbian. I don't like men. I don't. It wasn't. And it was just too much. All of it was too much. I should have DNF'd all 3 of them, and I found my Kindle Unlimited experience to be pretty awful for me, which was really disappointing because these are all 3 authors that I follow and really enjoy their content on Instagram, and I didn't enjoy their books. Now, I don't want to be negative, Nelly. I have taken away a lot from this experience. I have learned, like, more of my restrictions on this kind of stuff. I have not been, like, a super heavy, like, romance and smut focused, dark romance, whatever kind of reader, since my Wattpad days, when I was just a wee lad. And I should not have been reading those things. But I didn't want to end my Kindle Unlimited experience on such a negative note. I wanted to give one more author a chance, and this was completely a cover choice. And I think that everyone will kind of understand why when I show it. Like, look at how cute! Look at how cute. Whoever did this person's covers, amazing. So cute. Definitely pushed me to read them. So, fantastic cover design. Keep using whoever you're using because it's working. But I ended up reading Muscles and Monsters along with Tentacles and Triathlons by Ashley Bennett. So these are all like monster-human romances that are centered around a gym. So the first one, Muscles and Monsters, it was like 170 pages, and it was about a baker and a werewolf. So the baker one day is delivering like the super important cake to the mayor's daughter, who is getting married to another monster of some variety. And this is a really big deal because they fairly recently had like a monster-human integration in society. And she ends up dropping one of the tiers of the wedding cake on the ground. So the wolf Atlas comes and he helps her pick it up off the ground. You know, it's in shambles, everything's a mess, but they're feeling each other, they're having a little flirtatious moment, and he's helping her out. And she uses the fact that her arms gave out on her while she was carrying the wedding cake as an excuse to go to his gym and sign up and start working out there. And they fall in love. It's fated mate. It's very cute. It's smutty, but not like overly smutty. I thought the romance overall was just really cute, and it was only 170 pages, and I enjoyed it. Like, it's not like the best thing that I've ever read. It's not all that in a bag of chips. But I did genuinely enjoy my reading experience with it. And I thought the balance between romance and plot and smut was a little bit more balanced, a little bit more equal for what I wanted from it. But then I read the second book in the series, which is Tentacles and Triathlons which is about the baker Tegan, her brother. Reese is the human, he's Tegan's brother, and he is avidly against monsters. He has a really severe fear of them, he doesn't like them, and it all stems from childhood trauma that kind of stems more from his father than monsters themselves. He had a bad experience with a monster in the woods when he was a child, and it was very scary for him. And instead of receiving comfort and affection from his father, he received ridicule and a really bad reaction. So I would say that's more of the father's fault than anyone else's. But there is a kraken named Cyrus, who ultimately offers to train him in the swimming portion for a triathlon. And before they start training, Cyrus realizes that Reese is his mate, and he's like, oh my god, of course, I have the monster hater. And they very, very slowly, like over the course of months, and it's a very normal timeline, they fall in love, and Reese gets over his prejudice, and it's very cute. I would say that the smut was a little bit more significant in this one, but I might also be saying that because it was like very tentacle forward. And I won't say that I enjoyed that aspect of it in any capacity. No shame on anyone, the tentacle portions were not for me, and I am against those in my own personal reading experience. I don't really want to read them. I know there's an audience for it somewhere, but it's just not me. But I still enjoyed this one, because I thought that the romance was really sweet. I really enjoyed their relationship. I enjoyed them together. I thought they were sweet and well developed, and I just liked them. So I gave both of those 3 stars. But that's not to say that I didn't enjoy them. Like, I did. They weren't, like, top tier literature. They weren't my favorite thing under the earth. But, you know, I've definitely come to realize that I am a fantasy kind of person. And while I like romance quite a lot, I find that I'm tending to sway towards, like, TJ Klune for romance, or Talia Hibbert. I have to read more Talia Hibbert because I loved the Chloe Brown series. I loved them. If Morgan Rogers ever puts out another book, that'll be it. That'll be everything. So I already knew that this was going to be my conclusion because I didn't want to give Amazon any more of my money. But I definitely won't be keeping my Kindle Unlimited subscription. I don't really like it. I've got it until like the end of December, so I might like squeeze in a couple more Katee Roberts books. But it wasn't for me. So if you're one of those dark romance people and you're like really, really hardcore into like the romance scene and the kind of smut scene of books, that's not what you're gonna get from me. I tried it. So we're gonna go back to our regularly scheduled programming. NaNoWriMo is done. My Kindle Unlimited experiment is done. It is time to go back to my regular reading, and I am so excited. This has been my Kindle Unlimited experiment gone wrong. I hope that you guys enjoyed my distress and unease at this entire situation, because someone has to profit off my discomfort, and it certainly wasn't me. So, I hope that everyone has a fantastic week ahead of them, and I will see everyone later.